Hello, this is Patrick from XPression, and I'd like to go over how to use the line tool within XPression Maps. You're looking at the XPression Maps interface, and what I have open right now is a Bing satellite image of the Capitol in the United States in Washington, D.C. What I want to do is I want to do a road map, basically almost like a parade route is how some people refer to it, to get you from one area to another. So I'm going to go over to my drawing tools and I'm going to choose lines. I'm going to choose a bright green line just so that it shows up. So I'm going to select green line, green 100%, and I'm going to drag it onto my map. And I'm going to click and let go, and then I'm going to draw a line. And every time I click a mouse, it adds a Bezier curve point to it. And I'm going to go ahead and follow this route a little bit, and you can see, and you can probably hear me clicking through all of this, and you can see there's curve handles that are put on here. And then the next question comes in, how do I make turns? Well, here's what you do. I'm going to click all the points here, and I'm going to go down a couple of streets here, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to have it make a right angle. Now, I'm going to right click to say that I'm done. I'm going to take my mouse, I'm going to hold the control button down and click on this point right here, and when I do it, that turns it into a right angle. And I can also just click on these points and drag them and move them around. You can see as I go up and down the red line here, I change how that line curves. So I'm going to try this one, and I'm going to click on it there. You can see that I've got that going better. I'm going to take this point and I'm just going to remove it. So I'm going to do Control X on this keyboard, and I don't want that one either, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to leave this one here, and you can see what I've got here. I'm going to go back in the middle here on this roundabout. I'm going to clean this up. I haven't set any camera keyframes yet, so you can see that my map is kind of jumpy as I move through some things. Not a bad thing to be, not to worry about it. We can worry about the map positioning in a bit, and you can see that I'm going to go ahead and tweak all of this. Now, you want to make this map animate, that line. So the next thing you're going to do is come over to the left side and work on these tools. Now you're going to see, it's kind of hard to see what these tabs are. So if you come up to this window, you can see there's a little gripper tool that lets you move the bar out a little bit. And I can go in here and I'm going to choose objects. And since I have the green line selected, the object that I'm working with is my line. Now I'm going to look at the animation controller down here, and I'm parked somewhere around 70 keyframes. There's 70 frames. I'm going to go back to the objects panel, and I'm going to find something for the line called progress, and I'm going to click the little gray ball which tells me I'm keyframing, and you can see once I've done that, down on my timeline there's a little blue keyframe indicator. Now I'm going to take my animation position slider and bring it back over to 0. I'm going to go back to progress. I'm going to set that back to the progress value of 0 and click the keyframe on that. Now watch what happens on the map when I click the play animation on the transport control. Now you can see my map animates. So that's how you put that together. Let's take this one step further. Let's say that I want to have a shape on the front of that. I'm going to go back to my drawings. I'm going to choose traffic symbols just because I have them. I'm going to take the anchor. I'm going to click, I'm going to drag it here, I'm going to put it to the end of the line. You can see when I get it to the right place, I got an extra one there. I'm going to take the one I have, and see how it goes into a glow? That tells me that it's been attached. So I'm going to rewind my animation, and I'm going to click play, and what you'll notice, that anchor now travels as part of that animation. And yes, I could choose that object, and I could keyframe my rotations, but that's pretty much how you draw a line and how you work with it inside the design side of XPression Maps.